Hello, my name is Allison. I'm a social worker here at Family Services. How can I help you today?
Hi, my name's Miss Z. I was referred here by a child and family agency.
Okay. Well, it's very, very nice to meet you, Mrs. Z. Um, so, are you comfortable doing it in this setting?
Yeah.
I'm sorry we couldn't meet at the office. With COVID, things are a little bit crazy for us still.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy everywhere.
Yes. So you're okay with this setting though?
Yes.
Okay. I also, before we dive into anything, I wanted to go over some consent with you. And that basically is, I just want to make sure that you understand that I have to report anything if I believe that, you're a danger to yourself or someone else. Also, just want to go over that this is a safe place, um, that, anything that you say or that we discuss is in confidence. I will not discuss it with anybody else. I do need to discuss the release with you so that anything we do talk about in this session, the only person that may have access to it is the person who does our digital records. Are you okay with all of these terms or have any concerns about them?
No, I'm okay with all of it.
Okay, and you don't have any questions.
No.
Okay, and you understand all of them.
Yes.
Okay. So let's dive in then. So you tell me a little bit about yourself.
Um, I am a single mother. I'm the sole provider for my son. Um, he's 4. I work as an administrative assistant at a trucking company. Um, I've been divorced for about 3 years now.
Okay. So I know that you said that you're a single mom. How recent has it been since you divorced from the father of your child?
3 years.
Oh, wow. Well, that was pretty recent then. Um, I know you said too that you're an administrative assistant at a trucking company. So in that job title, does that keep you pretty busy? Do you have a lot of downtime or is it a lot of hours?
Um, I mean, it's just like a normal 40-hour work week, but I really don't feel like I'm progressing within work. Um, they tell me that I'm highly valued, but I don't see any action with that. Um, just recently, I was passed over for a promotion.
Oh, I'm
Um,
sorry to hear that.
yeah, and it just really sucks because it was given to this man that has less experience than I do. So they say that I'm highly valued, but I just don't feel like I am.
Well, I could see where you would get that, and where I mean, if you have more experience than him and, more seniority, then it doesn't seem right that he would get the position over you. But sometimes we don't always get to decide that. Um, now, um, is do you want to reflect on that in any way? Do you feel like um, that because maybe you get passed on by a promotion that maybe that has contributed to the way that you feel today?
It definitely contributes. I mean, I've been depressed pretty much as long as I can remember. Um, and I definitely think that that helps because while I am told that I'm highly valued, that makes me feel good for a little bit, but then the way that I'm treated there just kind of puts me down, and it just makes me feel worse.
I could understand that, yes. Because, you know, you want to feel valued where you're at. And, you know, actions speak a lot louder than words. You know, if you felt like that you were the person who was, you know, due for the promotion and, you know, someone else got it, then I could see where you would feel undervalued and underappreciated. Is there anything else that you think that truly contributes to your depression?
Um, Being a single mom who's the sole provider for my son is really tough. Um, and I know that because of my depression, um, I'm I'm impatient with him. He's only 4, and I know he's learning, and I know that I have to teach him certain things, but it, I just get so impatient with him sometimes, and I maybe kind of yell, um, and then I sit back and I think, and I'm like, man, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, let me ask you something. So I know you said that, you know, you feel really upset about the way things go with you and your son, and that, you know, you are a single parent, you know, it's all left on your shoulders. Do you have friends or family that helps you with your son, or do you have a means to, like, he in daycare or anything like that?
Um, he currently stays with a neighbor during the day.
I see.
But she is very inconsistent. She calls me all the time at work and has to ask me questions. And these are questions that she has asked over and over again. So she should know. And then she has called saying that I need to come pick him up early because she has to go somewhere or do something. And so it's not very consistent. And I just worry that he's not developing like he needs to. But I can't really afford daycare because I mean it's just really expensive right now,
Right.
and like I said, I am the sole provider for him. And then I don't really speak to my parents very much.
Um, I know you said you don't speak to your parents very much. Is there a reason that you don't won't no longer speak to them, or do they live really far away, or
Um, they they live relatively close. Um, but when I was a child, I was 6, I believe. I was abused by my uncle, sexually abused by him, and both of my parents um, told me that I was just imagining things and to basically forget it.
I
Basically,
see.
bygones be bygones, and so it just created a tumultuous relationship between us. And I'm 24, so shortly after high school, I just kind of went my own way.
I see. Well, I can understand that too. Have you ever tried to address things with them, or do you feel like that they view it as a closed book?
They view it as a closed book. They just think that I need to let it go, that it happened in the past, and that there's no repercussions from it. Um, so,
Um, but is that something that you feel like that you want to let go, or is that something that they tell you you have to?
um, I definitely think it's something that they tell me I have to let go of. Um, I think that it has affected me more than I've wanted to admit or let on. Um, especially since he didn't get in any trouble or anything for it.
Right. Well, I can understand that. It's very difficult when things like that happen in families because they sometimes don't always address them in an appropriate and a proper way, for fear of shame and embarrassment brought to their family. But you should know that that shame is not yours. And if that's something later on that you would like to address in future sessions, we can, and we can work through that. Um, also, um, do you feel like that relationship with your parents and that abuse that happened as a child, do you think that that contributed to the way that you see yourself today and why you, um, maybe why the relationship with your ex-husband didn't work out?
Yeah. Um, I I was 20 when we got married. So it was, very shortly after high school. We dated for a little bit before then. Uh, I feel like because of the abuse and because of my relationship with my parents, I felt like I needed to make a family of my own. And so we did rush into marriage. We only dated for probably 6 months before we got married. And then I got pregnant right away and we had our son. Um, but it just didn't work out between us. He decided that he didn't want to be with me and he wants nothing to do with our son. And
Um,
so that just kind of adds on to the depression.
Well, I can understand how that would, and we are definitely gonna find you some resources to help. I know that, um, so we are running out of time and our session is coming to an end, but um, over the next week, I want to give some homework to you as well as to myself. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
Okay. So one of the things that I would like to do, I know that you mentioned you're a single mom. You said your son is 4. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And I know you don't have a whole lot of resources because you are his sole provider. That's extremely stressful. So this week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into some daycare resources for you, maybe preschool or Head Start. Those things are free services, and see if it's during a time when he maybe can register for that. That would save you a little bit of money. He'd be at school during the day, and it would be consistent. And then secondly, I want to refer you to a psychiatrist that I know, so that you can, he can maybe address the depression that you have going on. And if you're comfortable with medication, then that's something that he could help you with. As as a therapist, I'm not allowed to prescribe those things. Um, and of course, we're going to continue with our sessions. So you'll be getting therapy as well as medication if that's something that you agree to with him. And thirdly, um, I you know um, I'm gonna I'm gonna look at some other things as far as maybe some activities at a local library that you could maybe do with your son as interactive family time. So maybe you won't feel as bad about, not spending time with him or getting frustrated with him. Um, if you want as well, I can look into some local parenting classes. So maybe that would help as well. And then homework for you, girl. Um, I want you to, I know you said you really don't have a lot of friends
Mm.
outside of work, but maybe if you can ask one of them if they could keep your son, or maybe during your lunch break, or just any small amount of time, even if it's very small, just make some time for you. um Maybe go out a night and do a movie and some popcorn. If you enjoy a certain kind of food, if it's just your lunch break, treat yourself to a really nice meal, or go get your nails done. Just do something for you so you have a minute to breathe. A rested parent, it doesn't make you a bad parent to do things for yourself. So have a little you time, do some self-care, and then um, I'll work on my homework, and I want you to definitely work on yours.
Okay, that sounds,
So are you cool with that?
yeah.
All right. Well, also, I would like to try to schedule a follow-up with you if you're okay with that.
Okay.
So what time next week is a good time for you?
Um, we can do this time again.
All right. All right. Well, next week, same time, same place. I will send you an email with the link so we can do it at the same time next week then.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.